What's up, everybody? It's Venomousfatman here, the epic one. Time for a brand new OTGT video for all of you guys out there. This time, as you guys can see, I'm talking about Batman, specifically Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes for the Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, the PC, and there's also a Vita and a 3DS version of this game. However, I played the console versions of the game, so that's the one I'm going to be talking about, because those two games, or those versions of the games, are completely different from what the consoles and the PC get. So, let's dive right into it. Lego Batman 2 DC Superheroes. It's a Lego game. Now, the Lego games have kind of, this reputation for being very kiddie, really easy to get into, not really, hard to play, not really, something where you could lose at or you could die at or you could fail at. They're real simple games when you get down to the core of it. However, underneath the surface of everything, there's a bunch of different things going on, specifically with Lego Batman 2. Number one, this is the first Lego game to really feature voice acting in the game, because in the past, with a lot of the Lego games, if not all of them, all the games at some point, have had their characters do like little murmurs, little mutterings, for different sounds, to distinguish between the different characters and such. And it was really comedic, on the way that it was handled. But with the voice acting now, it adds a whole new dimension to the actual game, or to the storytelling of the game, I should say. In the previous Lego Batman, it wasn't really based on any sort of set movie, any of the properties and stuff. What they did use for the previous Lego Batman game, and also for this game, they used the actual theme from the 1989 Batman movies, as well as also Batman Returns, which are very similar in nature. They didn't use any of the Schumacher Batman themes, which I think was probably a really good choice for them. However, with that being said, in this one, they also include the John Williams theme for Superman, which I'm going to get into in a minute. But all these little changes and stuff, add to the actual total package of the game, and it really comes off really nicely, gives a great experience, a really good feeling when you're actually playing this game. It's one thing is that Legos actually bring a smile to everybody's face. As kiddie as it might be, you could still be an adult and play this game and enjoy it for what it is. At the same time, the biggest addition to this game, besides the voice acting, which is a first for the Lego games, is also that this game is an open world kind of game. Not really too much sandbox per se. There are still missions and stuff, very similar to how any other sandbox game has. However, with this one, you're not really held, your hand's not really held too much when you actually go into the different missions and stuff, but they're kind of just thrown at you one after the other, and it's kind of expected for you to actually go through the main story and stuff. But the game really opens up after you finish the main story, which is the main plot, which is completely original. You get this whole Gotham City to play around in, to actually discover collectibles, including finding gold bricks, finding red bricks that, kind of modify different aspects of the game and the characteristics, finding all these different characters. There's a barrage of characters to play from all over the Batman, mythos, and technically the DC mythos, if you want to really call it that. Besides that, you get these little packages. I forgot exactly what they're called, but they're little, I think they're called med kits or bat kits or whatever. But you find them scattered throughout some of the different missions and stuff. If you collect 10 of them in a specific level, you actually unlock an extra vehicle to actually drive around in while you're in the open world, which is really cool. I mean, they have the Batmobile, the Batplane, the Batjet, Robin's motorcycle, Robin's version of the Batmobile, all these different types of versions of different Batman vehicles and different villain vehicles that you'll be able to play with, just from finding those little bat kits. Pretty freaking cool. Now, again, a lot of characters in this game. You get to play with all different kinds of characters, but as opposed to just sticking with Batman mythos this time, now you have the DC universe to kind of play around with. Now, you get to be able to play as Superman, which he's able to actually fly around in the open world, and while you're flying around, you actually get the John Williams theme playing in the background, which I think is really cool. Adds a nice little touch, especially for us older fans of, the different DC superheroes and such. You also get to play as any one of the villains that are featured in the game, from the Joker, Lex Luthor, Killer Moth or Killer Bee or something like that, the Penguin, the Riddler, Catwoman, all these different characters that you actually unlock during the main course of the game, and you actually have to find them on the world map. And when you do, you get into a little skirmish with them, and then you're able to actually buy them with the little Lego studs of what you collect throughout the game. Now, with all Lego games, that is a huge part of the overall experience, is breaking up everything and collecting these little Lego stubs, which are like the currency or the money of the actual Lego universe. Really cool. You kind of get addicted to it, especially if you're a completionist, like I am, at least with the Lego games. but you want to collect as many as you can in order to buy extra characters, buy extra little back kits and stuff, actually, different vehicles and things like that. Really, really cool. Again, collecting is the main purpose of the game. So with that being said, during my first playthrough of it, without going back and actually trying to find everything, that was scattered throughout, when I first completed all the missions that I could, just straight through a run through of it, it capped off at about 6 hours or close to about it. As far as completing 100% of the game, it roughed out to about 20-something%. You're definitely not going to get everything during your first playthrough because the game is made so that way you can actually go back, you get extra characters and stuff. They want you to go back into the other levels and explore other areas that you couldn't previously reach before just by going through the main story, which is a huge part of the game. Same thing also goes for actually being out in the open world Gotham City. There are certain areas or certain things you won't be able to open up or be able to access at first, but when you actually start collecting all the different characters like Superman and the rest of the DC heroes, like the Flash and Green Lantern and such, all these extra stuff open up for you, which is really, really cool. It adds a ton of content. You could easily get hours upon hours of gameplay out of this thing, so it's really, really cool. So bottom line is this. Before I even get to that, one thing I do want to mention, co-op is really cool. One thing I did find a little bit annoying when you're actually playing co-op is how the screen actually divides. I understand that they kind of divide it a little bit kind of like a comic book panel. At the same time, it's also when characters or two players get really far apart from each other and they really want to kind of, find out where each other are at, so you can keep track of your actual character. Unlike in the previous LEGO games where you could only go so far apart from each other that you stay on one screen, this one allows you to go further, especially with the open world aspect about it. I did find that little split, especially with it moving around, a little bit annoying, but you get used to it after a while. So, with that being said, everything said about LEGO Batman 2. Is it worth a purchase? Is it worth your time to actually play this game? The truth is, yes. The main reason being is not because it's a kiddie game, not just because it's broader for everyone. It's because underneath, the kiddie aspect of it, underneath the surface of it, even adults are really going to get a really good kick out of playing this game because you're going to want to collect all the little collectibles, the little Lego studs, the gold bricks, and everything else like that. You're going to want to be able to find all the characters, and you're just going to want to see, where the kind of, the Lego actual universe of games are actually moving towards to, because now we actually have 2 new Lego games that are coming out after this. We have Lego Lord of the Rings. We also have Lego City, which is kind of like a Grand Theft Auto / police, chase type of thing. So, bottom line, this game is awesome. It's doing some great stuff with it. I cannot wait for LEGO Batman 3. I'm telling you right now, without spoiling too much, there's going to be a LEGO Batman 3, and more than likely, it's not just going to really just focus in on Batman. It's probably going to focus on all of the Justice League, which would be really, really cool. This one does that to an extent, but it'd be awesome to see even more DC Universe characters, like other heroes that we would have never explored before, in a LEGO Batman game. So that's pretty cool. That being said, I like LEGO Batman 2. You guys should check it out. Leave your comments and video responses. I don't mind. Just keep it civil. Let me know what you guys think of this game. If you like the LEGO games, if you hate them or whatnot, put it in the comment section below, and I will talk to you guys again soon. So, I'm Venomousfatman, the epic one. This has been your OTGT video on LEGO Batman 2 DC Superheroes. I think it's awesome, and I will talk to you guys again soon. Peace out. Stay epic, everybody.